beban yang menjelma, gementar tiada bersama kita teguh hadapi. Bentala dipenuhi misteri, namun statistik kan melindungi. Statistik petunjuk realiti. Kesejahteraan negara, perpaduan seluruh bangsa dengan irama datang. Tidak hanya berbicara pagi hingga ke senja, semangat yang terus membara. Data dan kehidupan berteraskan harapan dan impian kemakmuran. Segalanya pasti bergalaskan strategi menuju aspirasi. Harapan, keamanan, impian, kedamaian. Harapan, keamanan, bersama kita teguh hadapi. Bentala dipenuhi misteri, namun statistik kan melindungi. Statistik petunjuk realiti. Kesejahteraan negara, perpaduan seluruh bangsa dengan irama datang. Tidak hanya berbicara pagi hingga ke senja, semangat yang terus membara. Data dan kehidupan berteraskan harapan dan impian kemakmuran. Segalanya pasti bergalaskan strategi menuju aspirasi.
Melangkah dan terus maju, tak takut bukan pengecut. Bergerak pantas semakin takkan semua. Hayungkan langkah, jangan berserah, jangan mengalah kita. Laungkan suara hingga ke mercu angkasa.
Banci aspirasi negara, penggerak sosioekonomi. Banci tanggung jawab bersama. Data anda, masa depan kita. Di bandar dan desa, walau di mana saja, tidak mengira bangsa. Tanggung jawab kita, bekerja sama untuk tingkatkan taraf hidup. Banci semua penduduk, juga perumahan, maklumat jadi matlamat. Menghitung Malaysia kita, tiada ketinggalan, marilah semua. Banci aspirasi negara, penggerak sosioekonomi. Banci tanggung jawab bersama. Data anda, masa depan kita. Semua penduduk, juga perumahan, demi kesejahteraan negara. Banci banyak gunanya, merancang pembangunan, marilah semua. Banci aspirasi negara, penggerak sosioekonomi. Banci tanggung jawab bersama. Data anda, masa depan kita. Banci aspirasi negara, merancang pembangunan ekonomi. Terima kasih kerjasama anda, ke puncak dunia, masa depan kita.
Melangkah dan terus maju, tak takut bukan pengecut. Bergerak pantas semakin takkan semua. Hayungkan langkah, jangan berserah, jangan mengalah kita. Laungkan suara hingga ke mercu angkasa.
Banci aspirasi negara, terima kasih. Menghitung Malaysia kita, makmur aspirasi negara. Marilah kita jayakan. Banci tanggung jawab bersama. Menghitung Malaysia kita, menuju masa depan sejahtera. Banci aspirasi negara. sosioekonomi. Banci tanggung jawab bersama, data anda masa depan kita. Banci aspirasi negara, merancang pembangunan ekonomi. Terima kasih kerjasama anda ke puncak dunia masa depan kita. Banci menghitung Malaysia.
Melangkah dan terus maju, tak takut bukan pengecut, bergerak pantas semakin takkan semua. Hayalkan langkah, jangan berserah, jangan mengalah kita. Laungkan suara hingga ke mercu angkasa.
Banci aspirasi negara, menggerak sosioekonomi. Banci tanggung jawab bersama, data anda masa depan kita. Tidak mudah besar, hingga ke taraf hidup. Waktu menjadi tentara.
Better year-on-year labour market situation was observed in Malaysia during second quarter of 2021 due to low base numbers in the same quarter on previous year. However, escalation of COVID-19 cases hindered short-term labour market recovery. Labour market review gives an insight of short-term labour market statistics during the second quarter of 2021, which will enable readers to gauge a comprehensive view on Malaysia's labour market. It consists of three segments, which are labour supply, labour demand and labour productivity, with additional special articles which highlight the most recent labour market issues through statistics. In second quarter 2021, the number of employed persons increased 2.2% year-on-year to 15.21 million persons as against second quarter 2020. During the same period, employment to population ratio rose 0.4 percentage points to 65%. However, on quarterly basis, the number of employed persons dropped by 0.2%, while employment to population ratio was down by 0.3 percentage points. By educational attainment, majority of the employed persons were those who attained secondary education, comprising 54.3%. Employed persons with tertiary education encompass of 32.3%. The number in this category recorded a rise of 7.2% to 4.92 million persons during the quarter. Looking at the composition of employed persons by skill category, semi-skilled occupations, which accounted for more than half of total employed persons in second quarter 2021, increased 0.4 percentage points from same quarter of the preceding year. As can be seen, the number of employed persons in skilled occupation rose 2.1% year-on-year to record 4.35 million persons, recording a share of 28.6%. In terms of status in employment, employees made up the largest composition at 76.3%. On-account workers, which are mostly small-scale and unregistered entrepreneurs, contributed 17.2% to total employment, increased 3.8% year-on-year to record 2.61 million persons. Although Malaysia had gone through total lockdown in second quarter of 2021, the social and economic restrictions were not as stringent as a year ago. It was observed that the number of employed persons working less than 30 hours per week declined 40% as compared to a year ago to record 474,000 persons. Accordingly, time-related underemployment increased at a slower rate compared to second quarter 2021. However, quarter-on-quarter, the rate of time-related underemployment increased 0.2 percentage points following nationwide MCO in the middle of May and total lockdown throughout June 2021. Skill-related underemployment during this quarter recorded 1.85 million persons or 37.7% of total employed persons with tertiary education. During this quarter, the number of skill-related underemployment went up by 10.7% as against second quarter 2020. Moving on to unemployment situation. The unemployment rate in second quarter 2021 decreased 0.3 percentage points to 4.8%. Along with this, the number of unemployed persons fell 3.4% to record 764.9 thousand unemployed persons. Consequently, the unemployment rate of youth aged 15 to 24 declined 1.5 percentage points to record 11% in this quarter. Nevertheless, on a quarterly basis, the unemployment situation had not returned to the pre-COVID-19 period as the rate remained higher for 3 continuous quarters. Among the unemployed persons, there were 86.7% actively unemployed. The number increased by 36.6% to record 663.4 thousand persons. As for duration of unemployment, more than half of actively unemployed persons had been unemployed for less than 3 months, recording 385,000 persons. The share in this category increased from 49.6% from the same quarter last year. Meanwhile, there were 63.8 thousand persons in long-term unemployment, which made up 9.6% of total actively unemployed. With year-on-year increase in employment and decline in unemployment during second quarter of 2021, the number of labour force went up 1.9%, registering 15.97 million persons. Therefore, the labour force participation rate increased 0.2 percentage points to 68.3%. During the same period, the number of outside labour force also increased 1% to 7.42 million persons. In terms of reasons for not seeking work, a total of 42% was outside labour force due to attending school or training program, while another 1.5% was going to further studies. Hence, nearly half of outside labour force was due to education and training, while another significant portion of those outside labour force was due to housework comprising 43.5%. In terms of the labour force situation at state level, 5 states recorded the LFPR exceeding the national rate of 68.3% in second quarter 2021. In terms of unemployment, wilayah Persekutuan Laporan and Sabah recorded unemployment rates above 8% at 8.8% and 8.7% respectively. Meanwhile, the lowest unemployment rate was in wilayah Persekutuan Putrajaya at 1.7%. In total, 7 states recorded unemployment rate below 4%, which indicated that the state's economy is still operating in full employment. Looking at the state of labour demand, especially in terms of registered private sector businesses, there were 8.35 million jobs in the economic sector during second quarter 2021. The marginal decline of 0.4% was observed in the number of jobs as compared to the same quarter in the preceding year. The number of field jobs decreased by 0.5% year-on-year to record 8.17 million as against 8.21 million field jobs in second quarter 2020. This number made up 97.9% of total jobs. In spite of the decline in the number of field jobs, there were an addition of 8.5 thousand vacancies in this quarter, resulting in the total number of vacancies to rise to 178,000. In view of the quarterly number of jobs created, second quarter 2021 saw an increase of 18.3% to 16.2 thousand. During second quarter 2021, Malaysia's economy surged 16.1% as against the low base of second quarter 2020. After year-on-year decreases for the past 4 quarters, employment in second quarter 2021 went up by 2.2% to record 15.21 million persons. The performance of labour productivity per employment increased by 13.6% to register 22,170 ringgit Malaysia per person during the quarter. During similar period, total hours worked increased 33.2% to 8.31 billion hours. Thus, labour productivity per hour worked dropped 12.8% in second quarter 2021 as against 0.4% in the previous quarter. The decline in labour productivity per hour worked during the quarter was due to a larger increase in hours worked as compared to the growth in value added. Entering third quarter 2021, the health crisis continued with daily new cases surpassing 20,000 to record over 1.4 million cases thus far. Nonetheless, the target to achieve herd immunity is underway with the implementation of National COVID-19 Immunization Program. The comprehensive and dynamic National Recovery Plan, coupled with the latest edition of stimulus packages in 2021, is foreseen to stimulate economic activities and encourage rehiring of more workers. However, it is foreseen that the labour market growth momentum will be rather gradual as businesses adopt a rather cautious approach in conducting their operations to ensure the pandemic is kept at bay. That round up Malaysia's labour market situation during second quarter of 2021. Labour Market Review second quarter of 2021 features 3 box articles entitled Number 1, Exploring the Relationship Between the Investment of Fixed Assets and the Labour Market, an Experimental Study. Number 2, Special Study on the Personnel of Short-Term Employment Program. And number 3, the impact of full closure of social and economic sector on labour demand, a quick survey. Preliminary findings based on this study suggested the existence of a relationship between investment on fixed assets and labour market. These relationships provided some basis that by increasing the amount of investment may be able to create more employment opportunity and consequently reduce unemployment. Nevertheless, further in-depth analyses are required to understand the labour market behaviors towards investment in different economic activities, as well as determining the existence of lag effect between types of investments and the labour market in Malaysia. The second article elaborates the findings of special study in MyStat in the public sector. This initiative is seen to be particularly beneficial among new entrants into the labour market, namely youth graduates who completed their studies since 2019. The temporary or contractual basis of this job offers the pathway for new entrants to gain experience, knowledge and skills as they make their ways up in the labour market. This will provide them with the prerequisites of the industry and make them more marketable in their next job. The next article discusses the impact of full closure of the economic sector in June 2020 towards the labour demand. It was found that the companies that responded to this study primarily opted to implement salary cuts instead of reducing employees in ensuring business operations can be sustained. It was also observed that economic sectors which are now classified as essential businesses recorded higher percentage of salary cuts compared to other essential sectors. In the meantime, slower or no demand, which resulted in decline of production, was the main reasons of employees being laid off.
Laporan Survei Migrasi 2020. Laporan ini membentangkan statistik imigrasi penduduk hasil penemuan Survei Migrasi 2020. Survei ini meliputi penduduk berumur 1 tahun dan lebih. Tempoh rujukan setahun digunakan untuk mendapatkan maklumat berkaitan pergerakan penduduk dan arah aliran penduduk pada peringkat negeri. Penduduk berumur 1 tahun dan lebih yang berhijrah pada 2020 menurun sebanyak 40,000 orang kepada 484,1 orang. Kadar migrasi menyusut 0.1 mata peratus iaitu 1.5% pada 2020. Migrasi antara negeri menunjukkan peningkatan 2.7 mata peratus kepada 31.2% pada 2020. Sebaliknya, migrasi dalam negeri pada 2020 merekodkan penurunan 2.4 mata peratus kepada 58.4%. Manakala migrasi antarabangsa dari luar negara ke Malaysia adalah 10.4%. Pada 2020, kesemua negeri merekodkan peningkatan peratusan migrasi antara negeri berbanding pada 2018 kecuali Johor dan Kelantan. Kesemua negeri turut merekodkan peratusan migrasi dalam negeri yang lebih tinggi berbanding migrasi antara negeri pada 2020 kecuali Negeri Sembilan, Pahang, Perlis dan Terengganu. Pada 2020, migrasi bersih merekodkan Johor sebagai negeri utama penerima migran iaitu meningkat 2.6,000 orang kepada 11.9,000 orang. Manakala wilayah Persekutuan Kuala Lumpur kekal sebagai negeri utama penghantar migran dengan bilangan sebanyak 16.1,000 orang. Taburan peratus tertinggi migrasi dalam negeri di Malaysia adalah dari bandar ke bandar iaitu meningkat 6.1 mata peratus kepada 73% pada 2020 berbanding 66.9% pada 2018. Kesemua negeri menunjukkan pergerakan tertinggi dari bandar ke bandar kecuali Kelantan dan Sabah yang merekodkan pergerakan tertinggi dari bandar ke luar bandar.